In this video, we use our laser machine to create this simple enclosure for our Raspberry Pi 4.
I made this Raspberry Pi 4 case from 1/8" clear acrylic.
Pi.
The actual thickness of the acrylic is actually closer to 0.117 inches thick, which was important as this case was to be assembled in layers. The acrylic sheet that you see here is masked to keep all the pieces clean during the engraving and cutting process. Before the parts were cut out, the laser engraved a few details first. I engraved out some material from one of the layers that will be just below the HDMI and power ports so the cables will fit better when plugged in. I had the SW part of our logo engraved in reverse on the inside of the case's top piece so that it would show through when assembled. The engraved SW would look frosted on the cover if I had left it alone, but before I peeled off the application tape, I hit it with some black spray paint so that it stood out a little bit better. Before any assembly could happen, the Raspberry Pi needed some heat sinks installed.
Pi.
All the layers of the case had their paper mask peeled off. From what I've seen, most cases of this stacked acrylic style that exist don't really secure the Raspberry Pi.
Pi.
And sort of just encase it. I guess my OCD didn't like that, so I had to include standoffs to secure it. In case you're wondering what parts I'm using, they'll all be listed in the description below. The bolts that would hold all the layers together were inserted. You'll notice that they were not inserted the way you'd want to see them, as the nuts would end up on top of the case. They'll get reversed later. The Pi was installed onto the standoffs, and my OCD is relieved.
Does he have OCD? OCD? OCD?
Then it was just a simple matter of stacking all the layers onto the bolts. Then it was time to peel the case top and reveal the logo. The SW did not turn out as dark as I would have liked, but it wasn't bad. If I had just gone and painted in some acrylics by hand, it probably would have had a better look. You'll note that I did not incorporate a fan into this design. I don't know how important that will be for the way we intend to use this. That's a surprise for a later video. I'm already planning on creating a few different cases that will incorporate fans into their designs, so I would recommend subscribing to our channel if you want to get notified later. That's a not so subtle hint. At this point came the slightly tricky reversing the bolts maneuver. This case was designed to have very little of the bolts sticking out, which makes reversing them a little more challenging. I found the easiest way to do this was to add a nut loosely onto two of the bolts in opposite corners to hold everything together. Then it was easy enough to reverse and secure the bolt at each corner. I think it came out pretty good. There was also something satisfying about stacking the layers together like this. Maybe it's a throwback to endless days of playing with Legos and making plastic models as a kid. I don't know.
Thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments what you think and if you've ever thought about doing a project like this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell to get notified of future projects. We have more fun projects coming soon. Stay tuned.